Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my kind viewers around the world. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cut to the chase. We're talking Champions League knockouts. This was released at 6 a.m. And guess what I was doing at 6 a.m. this morning? I was laying in my bed in a deep stage of REM sleep because I played football last night in the snow, in the +3 conditions. It was like 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It was freezing, all right? My ass was under the covers, nice and warm this morning when this Champions League draw was released. And now we're here recording this after a nice morning. It's 11 a.m. We're going to check out the Champions League. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up. Get in the comments, man. The last video, or the second to last video, we have 450 comments. All right, you guys were yapping in the comments, man. Get in the comments. Say what you want to say. We're talking Champions League knockouts. I'm very excited to see this. I kind of waited today to really take a deep dive at this. I only know two of the matchups that we have available to us in this draw, which is good. And I'm going to try my best to keep that as limited as possible because I've basically zoomed in the screenshot and we're going to scroll and take a look at this as we go. We're going to take a look at the bracket. We're going to take a look at a little preview of prediction and talk about my expectations for these matchups. Now, without further ado, here we go. So the round of 16 draw, the way we are going to get into it, into the first situation, is we've got Arsenal versus PSV. Now, PSV, a team that definitely could put up some goals. Arsenal's going to have to match them because I think PSV in this two-leg matchup, as good as Arsenal's defense is, I think PSV will find a way to put up at least 3 to 4 goals. So Arsenal's going to have to do their best in that one. I would still favor Arsenal, but I don't think it's going to be as easy. These Dutch teams, I don't think they're going to be as easy as people think. I was very impressed with PSV, okay? I was very impressed. I watched every single team play in the knockouts. I watched all of the highlights from the round of 32. And let me tell you something. PSV can play some ball, all right? That boy Noah Lang is cold, all right? And Perisic is a timeless baller. You know, they have a lot of players that can make stuff happen on that team. A solid midfield. They just go for it. So don't sleep on that team. I think Arsenal will probably still get it done. We'll take a look as a little bit more of a preview. Right now, we're just going to do initial reaction. Benfica, Barca. I don't care what other matchups we got. This one right here is the most popcorn matchup for me of the round of 16. I know Benfica's not a Real Madrid. They're not a Manchester United. Whatever, man. Guys, if you haven't watched this team play, if you haven't watched any highlights, go get familiar with this team, okay? This team gave Barcelona the toughest game in the Champions League, and well, actually, you could probably say Monaco. But if you watch that game, a 9-goal thriller, potentially, in my opinion, the best Champions League game we've had so far. 5-4, Barca beat Benfica. Benfica fans will be saying a lot about that game. A lot of calls that went one way they didn't really like. It's going to be a crazy matchup, all right? This game, I'm saying, if we see combined less than 14 goals, yeah, I said it, 14 goals in the two-leg aggregate from both teams combined, I'm going to be surprised, right? Consider me shocked if we're not seeing at least 4-3, 4-4 in both games. It's going to be crazy. I'm very excited to see that one. It's going to be really cinema. Then we've got Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. And if you are a Real Madrid fan, I don't even know how you're feeling about this one. You know, if you're an Atletico Madrid fan, you hate your life right now. You do. You hate your life because this team knows how to beat you. And your team is very, very good at any season beating anybody in the round of 16, the round of 8. You guys just seem to find a way. This season, not so much. I think Real Madrid will do this one. I'm not picking against them. Look, it's going to be a tough one, but for Real Madrid, it's nice. You know, you get to stay in Spain. You get to stay right where you are. No crazy travel. You get to get ready for that one. The first leg is going to be very important in that one. And, you know, what's the home advantage, really? You know, it's just going to be crazy, both legs. The excitement should be amazing. Dortmund versus Lille, that's one that I got to sit here and say I can't tell you I know too much about. Lille is not an easy team, but I still think as bad of a season as Dortmund have had, that they will get by on that one by at least a goal. We'll preview that one in a little. Less excitement out of that one from the first 4. Guys, PSG versus Liverpool. Oh, my God. This one is going to be crazy. Liverpool fans, I don't know, man. I was saying this yesterday. Liverpool and Barcelona low-key got screwed because they got top 2, and I felt like Arsenal or Inter, who are Inter playing? Inter are playing Feyenoord. They ended up getting, 3-4, and they get the choice between PSV and Feyenoord, and Liverpool and Barca for getting top 2. All right, they have been treated with PSG, who just put up 10 goals against Brest, and that team is looking crazy. Their midfield is amazing. They don't even rely and need Dembele anymore because Barcola and Kvaratskhelia are such ballers. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. If Dembele wants to think it up, okay. And if he wants to come to play, well, then you're really in trouble. That's going to be a tough one. I haven't honestly loved the way Liverpool result-wise have been playing in the last couple weeks. Don't let anyone forget. Now, they didn't play their full team, but they lost to PSV in the last week, or the second to last week. They kind of been dropping a lot of points recently. So, look, Liverpool's going to have to really find a way to take it up another level because this PSG team, I think they have something to prove. I think they're going to be, really they have the same team as they had last year. They lost Mbappe. Kvaratskhelia got even better. He just keeps getting better every year. And Barcola has improved so much this year. So they really kind of are about the same, if not better, in my opinion, last year. And they're a team that probably should have been in the Champions League final last year if they didn't hit the post 6 times. Maybe could have given Real Madrid a better game. So this team is going to definitely want to prove something. A huge statement would be beating Liverpool, right? I mean, that would be a huge statement. So we will see what happens there. Then we have Bayern Munich versus Leverkusen. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Like, that is an absolute treat. The matchups we got in the round of 16, it's a treat. I mean, we're getting inner league rivalries, man. Madrid battle, we got Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. Leverkusen, the ascending new one. The one ready to take over as the number 1 in Germany. This is a huge chance for them. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I kind of favor Leverkusen in this one. I think they might win. I think they have something to prove. I feel like they're not happy. Yeah, they had that crazy streak last year. They got something to prove. They didn't win the Europa League. They want to go out and show everyone, they can do it. And I think there's a lot of players on that team that still feel overlooked. Maybe players that, Bayern Munich passed on. This is going to be the perfect motivation for them to go out there, and show. But for me right there, that's probably a 50-50. I mean, I don't even know how to call it. I would lean it, though, that I think Leverkusen might take that one. We'll see. Then we got Bruges and Aston Villa. Look, I don't know too much here besides the fact that Bruges have surprised me. I don't know if they will continue surprising me. I think Aston Villa have a really nice chance here. So if you're an Aston Villa fan, you've got a really crazy opportunity here. I mean, we're talking Aston Villa having a chance, to be in the round of 8 in the freaking Champions League, dude. All right, good for Aston Villa. I wonder what Jack Grealish is thinking at this point in time. The team he plays for is out. This is his boyhood club. I mean, imagine he had stayed there with how he was playing there, the freedom he had there. But look, at the same time, it's a whole other Aston Villa team. You've got Emery here, who's more than capable of winning, and then we've got Feyenoord versus Inter. And I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I think Inter is gonna cook this one. So look, we've got some incredible matchups. Honestly, I don't know if this draw could have gone a lot better for what we've got. And if we preview kind of what's going on here, as I said, Liverpool's not playing as well as I would have wanted them to play going into this. PSG are on absolute fire. I mean, Monaco, who is in the Champions League before this round, they cooked them. They're just cooking. They're really just cooking. And, we take a look at, just before we preview any of these games real quick, the way the bracket looks, right? If you want to analyze this in terms of who got the most blessing, guys, the right side of the bracket for me, whoever's going to take care of business over there, if you're a Barcelona fan, this is your best chance to get back to a final, and I don't even know how long. So if you're a Barca fan, you got to be really, really, really stoked about the way this draw worked out for you. I mean, you've got the chance to, Benfica, look, a great team, but there's better teams in this competition. You've got them. It's going to be a tough one. That's probably going to be your toughest game until here. I think Dortmund or Lille, you take care of business if Barca can advance. And then, I think Bayern Munich, always a respectable Champions League team. I'm not huge on them this year. Leverkusen or Inter is not going to be an easy one, whoever they face out of those two, because I think they will face one of them. That's not going to be an easy one. But we go and look at the other side. Let's talk about the big-name teams on the other side. Arsenal, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, PSG, Liverpool. For me, guys, there's only a couple teams in this competition, though, in the long run, that are going to be able to hang with a Real Madrid and a Barcelona. And those teams are going to be PSG, Liverpool, and maybe Leverkusen. And the reason I say that is I think that there's certain teams in this competition, Arsenal or Inter, right? Very good teams. I just don't know if those two teams, as good as they are, obviously they finished 3 and 4. I respect them. Kind of same with Atletico Madrid. Are they going to be able to put up Real Madrid numbers in two-leg matchups? I think for me, Real Madrid, the lowest amount of goals they're going to have in a two-leg is 5 goals, 6 goals. Barcelona, same situation. Liverpool, potentially same situation, maybe a little less. PSG, same situation. So these teams for me are teams that are very capable of putting up a lot of goals, and these more defensive teams are going to have to really come to play. They're going to really have to put in the goals, I think, to beat the teams like that. Leverkusen is up there too. They can put up a lot of goals too. So this is very interesting. You know, the PSG is going to be, obviously PSG is going to, have the first leg host here. Looking at this one prediction wise, guys, honestly, this one is way closer than people think because PSG have been in incredible form. I don't know if I can really call this one. For me, I would obviously lean towards Liverpool just because I think Liverpool are a whole other beast to get by in this competition. But if we looked at the comparison between the two teams, I don't think this is far off from a 50-50. I mean, I will lean Liverpool because of what they've done this season, but this is a hell draw for them in the first leg. Honestly, if you're a Liverpool fan, you did not want to see this team. I don't write PSG off as this farmer team that doesn't deserve to be here. They're playing incredible football if you watch them play. I mean, they literally just dismantled Brest. I watched the highlights. It was a dismantling. All right, so they're looking scary. Villa versus Bruges. Obviously, Villa have their fair share of injuries. I would expect Villa to find a way to get this done, but you got to ask yourself: is Bruges just playing with house money right now? Is this a situation where this team could just run and go on a roll? They have no pressure. Villa have definitely more of the pressure here, and will they be able to handle that? Let's see. This is a huge occasion. I'm a huge believer in managers. I really do trust in Emery, so I think that they'll find themselves in a good situation. As we look here, I just personally believe that. I think that Atletico Madrid, I think a huge kryptonite of theirs is Real Madrid. But you look at their recent results, a lot of draws. And then, previous times, Atletico have won. How many of the times previously? So, Atletico have done their fair share to do well against them. It seems like a very close matchup. I just think that Atletico are going to have their troubles, man, doing the business if they're going to try to defend the whole game. Now, the one variable with this matchup, though, I will say, I've read a report that Jude Bellingham is suspended for the first leg of this matchup. I don't know if that's true, and he's out for the next 2 games in La Liga. I don't know if there's any truth to that. So, what we see here, though, interestingly enough, is that I think Atletico is going to face Barca at some point in the league pretty soon as well. So, Atletico don't have themselves a super easy schedule ahead at all. This one, for me, I'm going to lean towards Real Madrid, just making quick predictions. We've got PSV Arsenal. For me, head-to-head, I don't even know how these two are doing, but I'm gonna say I think Arsenal will advance. I mean, PSV, do they have the ingredients to get this done? They do. They definitely do. But I just, it's going to be hard for me to choose against Arsenal. I just think they'll get this done. I think Arsenal have a way of getting it done, so I think Arsenal will get through here. It's just what I think, taking a preview at that. Barca, Benfica. I mean, we're going to go through, guys, make more elaborate predictions, talk about these games because these games don't start until March 4th. So that's going to be in 2 weeks from now. But, just taking a look overall at this bracket, initial reaction though, is that Liverpool really have their work cut out for them. Liverpool have their work cut out for them because you look at this situation, and Real Madrid, really, Real Madrid had a similar situation. What was it, last season or the season before? Real Madrid, I think it was the season before. Real Madrid are going to have to beat all the GOATs in this competition to get to the final. They already beat City. They're going to have to beat Atletico. They're probably going to have to beat Arsenal. Then they're probably going to have to beat Liverpool, PSG, whoever gets out of that. Then in the final, who I expect them to see, probably a Barca, Leverkusen, or Inter. So, Real Madrid, if they go through and win this trophy this year, it's going to be a crazy situation that they were able to beat all of those teams. Genuinely crazy. Guys, whatever you do, on March 4th, this Barca-Benfica game, you guys got to watch this game. I'm telling you, it was game of the season, the other one. Dortmund-Lille, previewing that's one of those that could go either way. And then I expect Inter, and I think, man, I really feel confident. Like, I think Leverkusen are going to win this. I think Leverkusen are going to take down Bayern Munich. I do. I don't even think it's that crazy of a prediction. I think they're just the better team. I think they're playing the better football. And Bayern Munich, I just feel like I can't trust them these days. I don't know. Just how I'm feeling. I mean, they just had a 0-0 draw, but I just look at the two teams and I'm like, look, in an elimination style game, I just feel like I would favor Bayer Leverkusen, man. I really do. I really do. They done very well overall in the Champions League this year. They secured 6 with 16 points. I just favor them. So we will see, guys, how this all pans out. But that's my initial reaction to the knockout rounds. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think has the best, the best possible chance? When I look at it, for me, looking at this bracket, Barcelona blessed, right? That's about as good as a draw as you could get, because you're not going to see, your rival Real Madrid or Atletico to the final. You're not going to see an early hot on fire PSG, which PSG Barca has turned into a bit of a rivalry. You've got yourself a blessing to at least play in a semifinal if you can get things done and the business is handled, right? Again, manager that I believe in, Hansi Flick. We take a look at the rest of the bracket. For me, that left side is just going to be, what the hell is going on? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like I know the future, but that right side of the bracket is definitely a little bit more favored for a Barca, Leverkusen, Inter type team to get to the final for sure. The other side, I really don't know, boys. I'm going to be honest. That PSG Liverpool game is going to be crazy. That Real Atletico game, anything can happen. I lean 60-40 for Real Madrid. I probably lean 55-45 for Liverpool, but you know what I'm saying? Odds-wise, that's not great. That's definitely not great, right? It's going to be very close. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the draw, and we'll see you guys in the next video soon. Peace.